Welcome, my name is Dr. Eric Landrum from the Department of Psychology at Boise State University. This is a brief Jing video about chi-square and SPSS. I want to show you how to do the analysis and how to interpret the results. So I'm going to switch over to an SPSS file and I'm going to calculate the chi-square statistic on two nominal scale variables. There's a couple different ways to do this. The one that I prefer is under Analyze, Descriptive, and then I come down here and click on Crosstabs. And so Analyze, Descriptive, and Crosstabs. Then I'm going to actually then put my two nominal scale variables, one in the row and one in the column. And so I'm going to come down here and find, let's see, what were the two? Were you spanked as a child? I'm going to put in rows, and then gender I'm going to put in the columns. And so I'm going to look at those. There's yes, no, I was spanked as a child, and then obviously male and female. And so I'm going to look at that 2 by 2 chi-square and see whether or not there's a significant association in the pattern of answering those two items. I'm going to click on statistics here, and I'm going to tell it to give me the chi-square statistic. And so that's where I'm telling SPSS, give me a chi-square for this data. Click on continue, and then go ahead and click on OK. And here are the actual outputs for the chi-square statistic. And so you can see, and here's the 2 by 2 table. And so were you spanked as a child? 90 said yes and 13 said no. Overall genders, there were 62 females and 41 males. But what we're really interested in are this 2 by 2 combination in here and to look at, was there a significant association? And that is there a pattern there that shows that one variable is influencing the other variable in terms of the nominal scale results? And the answer is going to be no. If you look at the Pearson chi-square statistic here, we're really more concerned with the chi-square. Here's the actual chi-square. You're going to report that to two decimal places. By the way, chi-squares are always positive. It could be 0, and this one's actually darn close to 0, but it can't be negative. Here's the degrees of freedom that you're going to report in your APA formatted sentence, and for example in a results section. And here's the actual significance level. We're only going to reject the null hypothesis if this sig is less than 0.05. And you can see it's almost as close to 1 as it can be. And so there's not a significant association. And so if we looked at the percentages here, males are not being spanked more than females, proportionally speaking. And so the proportions are pretty appropriate. I shouldn't say appropriate, they're pretty equivalent depending if you're male or female, spanked or not spanked. And so there's really no association between these two variables. And so here's the actual chi-square. We're going to report that to two decimal places and with the sig. And so we're going to have to accept the null hypothesis here. There's not a significant association between were you spanked as a child and answers to the question about gender. So that's your chi-square, and that's it for me.